G'day everyone, this is part 6 of the Xray xb4 Buggy build series. In part 6 here we will be continuing on with the suspension system. In this case we will be completing the front suspension, and last video we did the rear. So as usual, what I've done to save time is I have done one half of it. So what we'll be doing is we'll be putting the camber link, the C-hub and the steering knuckle on, and the various components included. Plus what I've also done is I have done the camber link and the CVD drive shaft. The reason being is I've shown you how to do the camber links, and I've also shown you how to do CVD, so you don't need to see it over and over again. So this is purely just to speed things along. So what we'll be doing is we'll be starting off with the steering knuckle by putting bearings in, and we'll put the shaft through. Okay, now we need the pin and the hex. Make sure to, when you put the hex on, to push on the back of the CVD drive here to make sure that the thread comes all the way up. That way you've got most thread for the wheel nut. Now we just get the small screw, put that in, hex driver, good, that's in tight. Okay, now next part, take note too of the orientation of like your C-hubs and so forth. Okay, what we'll need is also the shaft. Now, because these have a caster angle on them, because it'll go back a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll put that in, and also with the shaft, take note of where the little notch is, because as you can see it's longer on one end than the other. Okay, get the grub screw. Okay, so that's that bit done there. So now the next part is to put the steering knuckle and drive shaft onto the main suspension arm. Now before I carry on, you have two collets here. Okay, one is long and one is short. So the whole idea is it's to determine how high or low your steering knuckle will be. It's to determine whether you want lots of steering or you need stability. Now, in my case, the track that I race at is quite bumpy, so I'm going with the stability option. So that means that the thick collet is going to go up high. So put that in and put the thin one or the short one in. Now you just need to be careful when putting that in. So you put it through. You may need to also hold the whole suspension and transmission on a side so the little collets don't come out. Alright, that's on. Okay, so now put the screws in. Oh, got one. As always folks, as I say, do not over tighten it, especially when it's on a major component like this, like the steering. And reason being is if you lose a screw because you've accidentally threaded the plastic, you can lose your steering and you'll lose all control of the buggy or car, depending on what you're driving. Okay, now the next part is to put the camber link on. Now here we have some shims. One is for the camber link. We'll need one conical and one flat. So the conical one goes on first, then the flat shim. Okay, just hold the shims as you go to put them on. Okay, next part, put the second screw through onto the shock tower. In this case we're putting it into the middle hole as the standard setup. Just turn this around here folks. Keep grabbing the wrong one. Okay, now the final bit is the steering pillow ball, and that needs also a conical washer. So I'll just put that in just slowly by hand. Okay, now we just use the driver. There we are folks. That is the suspension complete, and that is also complete for the rear. Next part will be part 7 will be attaching the transmissions and suspension arms to the actual chassis. Now what I'll do is I'll actually have to screw the chassis plate to the main deck, for the fact that we have, look here, there's a myriad of screws. So yeah, so stay tuned for part 7 folks.